Today guys, I'm going to share with you how you can use Hostinger's CDN image optimizer tool to never have to worry about image optimization again. So this tool, this is before it's been activated. I've got a JPEG and PNG image here that are 2.1 megabytes, 1.9 megabytes, basically huge for a website. And then by just turning the tool on, they've both been converted to WebP and now the fraction of the size, 273 kilobytes and 67 kilobytes. And the beauty of this tool is you basically have to do nothing. There's no plugin, there's no code snippet. You just switch it on and then Hostinger do all the work on their end and you get results like this. So I'll show you today how you can set that up. So before we get started, for the purpose of this video, so we can focus purely on the results of the image optimization tool, I have switched off all the image sizes in the media settings in WordPress, and I've also manually made sure with a code snippet that we don't get any extra image sizes loaded into WordPress. Now I've just done this so we can see the results of this tool. This isn't something you guys have to do. So you can just get started straight away with the optimization tool with Hostinger. So it's included with the business plan of Hostinger because it's the business plan where you get the CDN, and it's within the CDN where you'll find the optimization tool. So once you've got this plan, you'll find the tool. Once you go into your H panel with Hostinger, you can go into websites, go onto your website list, and you'll find your websites in your business web hosting. If you've got this package, you'll be able to go into the dashboard. And then once you're in the dashboard, you can go to Performance, CDN, and then you'll find your websites here. So I've got a few subdomains. So today I'm going to go into testing. I'm going to click Manage, and it's a little bit hidden all this. So you'll go into Website Optimization, and then it's here you can find the WebP image compression and smart optimization tools. Now to get the image compression working, you'll need to activate both of these. So once both of these are activated, to start with, I'm just going to set these to the maximum. And what this will do is it will make sure that only the WebP compression is working, because this won't optimize if everything's set to 100% image quality and not to reduce any image widths or anything. So if I now save this, we can see the results of pure WebP image compression. So now if I go back into my image test page and refresh this, we'll go from results of 2 megabytes, which you can see here, 2.1 megabyte and 1.9. And I've now refreshed the page. And if I sort this by type, we'll have our WebP images here. So they're now WebP, they've been converted. And you can see here, they're now 564 kilobytes and 636. So already we're seeing huge savings just from switching on the WebP image converter. So then if we go back to Hostinger's CDN, and if we just set these up to be the recommended settings, which means the images will be given a maximum width, so they'll be changed in size, and then they'll also be compressed with this image quality tool here. So I'll just put this to 70% and 85% recommended and save this. And now I'll go back to my images, back to my page, and I'll refresh this page, and we'll see there were 500 and 600 kilobytes. If I now refresh this, order by type again, and you'll see again huge increases in, or decreases in size rather, which will massively help. If you've got a website full of images, all you've had to do is switch these features on. You've not had to add any plugins, add any snippets, nothing else. You've just simply switched these on, and you've gone from 2 megabytes in size here all the way down to 67 kilobytes and 200 and odd kilobytes. So this is what I've found to be the simplest method, because it now means I don't need to worry about any of my images again, and neither should clients. There is one little bonus that I've got for you if you are running this on client sites. It's completely optional, but this is a little tool I use that I've created just so clients know that their images are being compressed and they are being converted. Because currently, if I go into my media library, I've got the tool on, so the tool is switched on here, but there's no indicator in the media library that it's actually working or doing anything. So if I click in multicolored sheets, you'll still see here it's JPEG and it's 2 megabytes in size. And again, if I go into the capybara, you'll see it's still 2 megabytes in size. So this is a completely optional code snippet that I've created just to add a little note to any media file that does get the conversion. So if I go into my Fluent snippets here, I've currently got it switched off, so I'll switch it back on, and it's a WebP media note. And this little snippet here, I'll just switch it on so you can see what it's doing, but it just adds a little note to JPEGs and PNGs that will get this conversion. So now it's activated. If I go back into my media folder and click onto multicolored sheets, you'll now see file type JPEG and file size 2 megabyte, a little asterisk here, and it tells you WebP conversion occurs at server level. File size will be reduced, and it's done that on both this one, which is JPEG, and this one, which is PNG. So you can see the same note here. And on top of that, if your client views images in a grid format, or you do on your website, and click on the images here, it still comes up with the note here. So this is just like a nice to have if you just want to show that the conversion is actually happening, even though it still tells you the original size. And then you can flick through your images, and you'll see here this one's already WebP, so there's no note been added to this one. So any images that don't require the note, they won't be added. SVG again, this doesn't have the note. But then as soon as it's a JPEG or PNG, here WebP, no note added here. AVIF, no note added here. And then PNG will get the note again. So yeah, like I say, it's just a nice to have, especially for client sites. If they start questioning, oh, I thought you was going to convert my images to WebP, and then they don't think you've done anything. But turns out you've activated the tool and everything's happening in the background. And you can prove it by going into your dev tools and inspecting the page and seeing here WebP, and then the much smaller in size. So I hope that's helped, guys. I just thought I'd share that because, like I say, the tool is quite hidden in Hostinger. It's not very easy to find. So when I found it, I was really pleased that it was working smoothly. And on top of that, if you want to use the Fluent snippet, or the code snippet, sorry, I'll include it in the description, and you can just add it as a code snippet in your website to make sure that note's included. So yeah, if you like this one, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll hope to see you in the next one.